everybody, it's Gabby and welcome back to my channel. We are now in the month of June, so today I am here with my May wrap-up. In the month of May, I was able to read 1.5 books and I listened to 2 audiobooks. This made a total of 1,668 pages. I am really happy with how much I was able to read in May. The first audiobook I listened to is a reread, and that is Twilight by Stephanie Meyer. I was kind of feeling myself going back into a tiny reading slump, so I wanted to get myself really quickly out of it. So I figured I would just try and do a reread, and I was looking through my public library and I noticed that Twilight was available to check out as an audiobook right away, so I did. And I really loved listening to it. The narrator has a smooth, kind of cool voice, so it doesn't make Bella seem as annoying as she is when I read her. If you like Twilight, I do highly recommend listening to the audiobook. I really enjoyed it. Since Twilight is a reread for me and it is one of my favorite books from my teenage years, to me it's always going to be a 5 out of 5 stars. The next book I listened to was Fallen by Lauren Kate. Fallen is the first book out of a 5-book series, and I believe there is a novella as well. We follow the story of a 17-year-old girl named Lucinda, and she is sent to a reform school called Sword and Cross after she is involved in a mysterious accident where one of her classmates is left dead. Now, while she is at this new reform school, she crosses paths with a mysterious boy named Daniel. Lucinda has this unexplainable pull towards Daniel, and she keeps getting deja vu as if she has known Daniel prior to meeting him at Sword and Cross. Now, Daniel has lots of secrets, and Lucinda tries to figure out what those secrets are. Lucinda herself has some secrets. She is able to see these evil shadows that no one else sees, but she knows that these shadows are connected to the mysterious death in her classmate that is discussed at the beginning of the book. I gave Fallen 3 out of 5 stars. It wasn't that I hated it, but I didn't absolutely love it. The characters felt a little bit underdeveloped. Honestly, my favorite character was Daniel, and he is the typical brooding male character trope, which I tend to love, so that's probably why he's my favorite character. Not to mention, he doesn't have many words in this book. As far as Luce is concerned, she, to me, is annoying. She's a bit self-conceited. I just couldn't really feel a connection with her. The writing style did flow well, and the pace was fairly quick. I also read The Witness by Nora Roberts. I got this book on sale at Barnes & Noble for like $6, which is really nice because it's a hardback and it's really hard to find hardbacks for $6. In this story, our main character Elizabeth, when she is 16, 17 years old, she goes through a traumatic evening where she has to run and hide under a new identity. 12 years later, Elizabeth is now Abigail, and she is living in a small city kind of outside in the woods. She is basically a loner. She lives with this really high-tech security, this really big dog, and she never leaves the house without a gun. So she attracts the attention of the chief of police, Brooks, and Brooks is determined to figure out Abigail's secrets. And in doing so, of course, romance happens. I ended up giving this book a 3.5 out of 5 stars. This book is really cute. I always love Nora Roberts' writing. She has a really good balance between dialogue and description. I love her kind of mystery romance books like this one. I will say I was a little unsatisfied with the ending. There were 2 big questions that were kind of left unresolved. I also felt like Brooks is similar to all of Nora Roberts' other male characters, But I did love Elizabeth. I felt like she was a unique character. I enjoyed how she was more robotic. She is supposed to be very intelligent. She has a really high IQ. I really enjoyed that. I feel like we don't see a lot of characters like that from Nora Roberts, so that was nice and different. And the last book I am showing you today is The Dream Thieves by Maggie Stiefvater. This is the second book in the Raven Cycle Quartet, so I'm not going to go into too much detail because I really don't want to spoil the first one, but I am about halfway through it, and so far I love it. Maggie Stiefvater's writing is always a little different. It takes a while to kind of get used to her writing style. She just writes with a lot of description, and she gets on these like descriptive tangents kind of, so you kind of feel yourself falling out of the story a little bit. But once you get back into the story, the plot is just continues to amaze me. This plot is so unique. I love the magic science system. If you haven't picked up the Raven Cycle yet, I highly recommend it. Alright guys, well that is it for the books that I read in May. I plan on doing book reviews on The Witness and Fallen, and then of course The Dream Thieves once I am complete with it. You can always go watch my first review on the Raven Boys, which is going to be in the cards, either this section or this section. If you are at all interested about what the story's about, it's very complex, so it's kind of hard to describe, so I highly recommend watching my video. I hope you all have a lovely evening, and I will see you soon with my next video. Bye!